Alright everybody, Jonesick here, back with another video. Obviously we're not traveling anywhere today, technically, but actually all summer I've been working on something and I've been traveling on this. If you guys are all wondering what this is, some of you guys might know, this is actually a Onewheel, made by Future Motion. In fact, this one is actually the new model of the Onewheel Pint. Now, people have a lot of questions about what it is. It's actually a self-balancing kind of unicycle, skateboard, kind of floating kind of thing. It's kind of nice, it's kind of cool. Literally, it's the thing I've been doing all summer. So the story about my Onewheel experience so far, I actually picked it up in July. And back then I really didn't have much to do. I was getting stir crazy at home, of course, not traveling, not doing much of anything and all that kind of stuff. But now I'm actually taking part and riding this when the weather's good, and hopefully when the streets are a little bit in better shape than they are right now. I'll probably be riding it through winter. At least I'll give it a try. Why not? So let's get into it. Now, of course, you're probably wondering how fast does it go? Well, actually, technically, it goes about, I've clocked it at 25.8 kilometers. And that's riding the pushback, which pushback is the warning system where it pushes you back and it warns you that you're going a little fast. So I've gone 25.8 kilometers on that. Not exactly sure what the mileage is on that for miles. But also, it goes about 15 kilometers on a full charge, which actually isn't really bad. It's actually pretty good. I actually ride a lot in downtown. And I live close to the center of the city, so I really don't have that far to go. It's actually helped me out quite a lot. I've been able to ride to local hardware store to pick up a couple things. I've been able to go and pick up takeout here and there. It's literally the funnest thing, riding around the city. Now, I haven't taken any board sports, which means I haven't skied, I haven't skated, I haven't snowboarded, and I haven't surfed. So literally this is my first time riding it, and literally my first experience riding it, it was really terrible. I could barely get on. It took me about at least a couple of weeks. I know people's learning curves are a little faster than that. Mine was not. But yeah, I was riding in the first setting in Redwood, and now I'm riding Pacific, so that's more like the advanced. But yeah, with the different settings, you can go a little faster. It's got a little bit more torque right off the bat and stuff like that, but it's all pretty neat. So how this actually works is that you step on the back where the battery is, and the front is actually where the brains and all the hardware is, and then inside the wheel is actually the motor and the thing that balances you, so like the gyroscope kind of thing, should I say. So it usually keeps you like this as soon as you start. So as soon as you step on, it'll actually balance you. And there is no remote. So if you lean forward, it goes forward. If you lean back, it goes back. If you lean one side, it'll turn. Lean to the other, it'll turn as well. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. There's a mag handle on the side so you can pick up and go. You can probably see that on a couple other videos on Onewheels out there. But yeah, I really didn't get that good at it for the first month. I was just riding it here and there. Usually just riding back and forth in a small park. I got a lot of encouragement, I got a lot of questions about what it is, and to tell you the truth, have you ever seen Back to the Future? It's exactly, you get that exact feeling that Marty McFly had when he actually jumped on the hoverboard for the first time. And for me, this is as close as it obviously gets. There aren't four wheels that keep you grounded, it's just the one. It feels like you're floating the entire time, and I've been riding it all summer long into the fall. And the coolest thing about that is that I really didn't get good until I actually joined up a Onewheel riding group here in Edmonton. So you can check that on Facebook, Onewheel Edmonton, and you can actually see some of our stuff that we've done on there. Cool thing about joining that group is we did late night rides. Now, the late night rides are pretty neat and they're pretty cool because we usually start riding around 11:30 at night. We ride around the legislature grounds and go all the way down to White Ave. Not exactly sure how far that is, but it's actually pretty far for me because we'll charge halfway through, and then because the Pint obviously has less range than the XR Plus, or the Plus XR, and actually that's the bigger version of the Pint. But I do like the Pint because it's literally half the price But then you get half the range, not nearly as fast, and it's a little bit smaller, but it's also pretty sleek as well. So with the Onewheel rides, the group rides, I've been able to meet a bunch of people and they give me a ton of pointers. I've been able to ride with them at good speeds and have a little bit more confidence in where I ride and how fast I ride and how quick I ride and how I can turn and do all that kind of stuff. So the advice is always a good thing, finding kindred spirits and hanging out with people who have the same interest. Of course, that's going to make a huge difference. So of course, I got it stock and I actually didn't get it at full price. I actually got it off Kijiji for less than the price advertised. I got it with 50 kilometers already on it, which actually isn't too bad. So that means it's pretty new. So a lot of all the other stuff is still in great working condition. I did add a bunch of stuff to it though, and obviously you can probably see here. This is actually the float plate. So it actually covers the bottom, and usually when I stop, I usually use simple stop, which means that if you come to a crawl and then you start going backwards, it shuts itself off and it always drops the back. So that's how you know simple stop's on, and you can always do that through the app. Another thing I added on was the fender. A big thing for me because I wanted to keep my shoes clean, and I've actually looked at people using fenders and not using fenders. It actually keeps all the stuff coming up and hitting the back of your foot, especially if you're riding long distances through gravel or through trails or something like that. So yeah, that's always something that a lot of people usually get. Another thing that I definitely got, and I was worried about it, but I looked at a ton of reviews, but I ended up getting this. Now it says high here and the other says nug, but I actually got the Cush Nug high on the back. Gives you an extra 1/4 inch off the back, and then it actually raises it slightly, and it's actually concave in the middle. And because of that, your foot actually sits inside of it instead of just on it, and it actually stops foot fatigue. And foot fatigue is one of those things where your foot actually gets tired, a little bit sore when you're riding. And in fact, my front foot gets fatigued first before my back foot. So a big recommendation, and the only 3 mods that I actually have on my Onewheel is the float plate to protect everything that's underneath it and to help you stop. Also, I got the fender and the Cush Nug high. So I haven't changed out the tire or anything like that, but it is pretty stock. Other than that, I did get some really cool rail guards just to protect it a little bit, make it look a little bit more sleek. You can actually customize the colors and do all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I've been riding lots and loads, and I was able to record a little bit of myself. And actually, I recorded a bunch of other guys riding as well, because usually it's me behind the camera, as always. And so instead of a vlog style, I was actually just filming an action scene, and because of that you really don't get to see much of me, but hopefully I'll be able to put some of that stuff up. So I didn't know there was such a huge community for this kind of thing. Now I thought it was just like me out there, maybe like a dozen people or anything like that. Apparently there's over 80 people who are members of that Onewheel Edmonton group, and actually there's a bunch of us who ride. I think the biggest group we had was 11 or 12 of us riding at once with the Onewheel, which is pretty cool because we ride, like I said, late. So we ride from 11:30 all the way till 5 in the morning sometimes, which is pretty cool because we can ride on the roads and we have roads to ourselves, and we follow all the traffic laws, and we have our helmets, of course, wrist guards, knee pads, all that kind of stuff to keep us all safe. So yeah, that is just a quick intro to my Onewheel experience. There's going to be plenty more coming up as well, and more exciting news further down the pipeline, because me and a bunch of the guys, we are working on something very exciting. Hopefully it pans out and it does all that kind of stuff, so I can't wait for that myself. And yeah, now I'm just rambling on. Literally this is like floating on a cloud. People compare it to riding on fresh powder when they're snowboarding. This thing rides over bumps that a lot of skateboards can't do, so a lot of people are usually seeing a lot of boosted boards like Casey Nice that usually rides around, but I prefer the Onewheel. And again, you can change so much about this. You can change out the battery, you can change out the front pad, you can add the Cush Nug high here, different fenders, you can do different mag handle, change out the tires, and do all that kind of stuff. For me personally, I think my next step is going to be moving up to the Onewheel XR, so hopefully I'll be able to get one of those for the next upcoming riding season, and that'll be fantastic. I can't wait to trick that guy out, but for right now, she'll do just fine. Of course, there's a lot of scrapes and bumps, and these things are built like tanks, so those are great. Hopefully we can go through a lot more of that stuff later on. But that is the end of the video for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This is going to be a new segment to this kind of thing that we're doing since I'm not traveling. I'll be talking about more about this. There's a few more things I'm also working on as well, so hopefully I get some footage of that. And yeah, of course. So if you have any questions about the Onewheel or what I've been doing or my experiences with it, because literally this is like my newest favorite hobby, and my wife is so understanding, letting me go out and ride and enjoy the sun and enjoy the good weather, doing all that kind of stuff. Super cool, super fun. Look at that, can you imagine just floating by? You know what, this thing gets a lot of attention, but I tend to digress. I'm going on and on. I'll talk about that later on. But you know what you guys could do for me? If you guys made it through the video so far, subscribe. Why not? Doesn't cost you anything, helps the channel out. Of course, it helps me out. If you like this kind of thing, obviously you know what to do. Leave a like. And if you have any tips, tricks, or any questions at all about me or the Onewheel or anything else about this channel, for sure, leave it in the comments down below. Why not? And of course, there are other videos right now of me traveling and doing other things, especially around my hometown, my city, or anything else like that. So they're probably already on the screen itself. So there's probably something here, or here, where else it may be. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.